Hello guys and welcome to another Critical Meds Casts, the Path to Glory 2v2 tournament. Today we're going to be casting Game 2. This is going to be between AOD and Brownpuddle versus Latziks and Defiant. Four very good players. I can't wait to cast this one, it's going to be an absolute blast. So let's get on with it. Hello guys, here it is, Latziks and Defiant and AOD and Brownpuddle. First map is Vale of the Templars. It's a 4-playered map, obviously left versus right spawns. We've got AOD in the teal, Brownpuddle in red, Defiant in green, and Latziks in yellow. Opting for a south side barracks, which is a bit unorthodox. Obviously he wants to be going towards the left hand side, towards his opponent. Plenty of flamers coming out, quite a lot of grens from Brownpuddle as well. Obviously their objective now is just to get a scout on their opponent, see what they're up to, and also you've got the counter scout role where you want to stop them seeing what you're doing. Flamer coming in now. Oh, he's not attacking, that's a shame. Still quite a lot of grenadiers coming out from Latziks, this is good. Also got some on the backside parts of the map. You can get infantry around the outside of this map, so you've got to be careful of that. Plenty of grens from Brownpuddle. I'd like to see him attack with these. He could probably get into Defiant space with this amount of grens. We do see an early comms from Brownpuddle though. Very early comms. And AOD looks to be going for a strip on one ref. Looks like we're going to see some shenanigans in game 1. Latziks going 4 ref, obviously versus this, it looks like it's going to be a flame tank because AOD's caught that comm centre. Defiant's holding on, he's gone for the 2 ref strip, he's going to get the early buggies to help him get rid of these grens and hopefully push into the GDI base. Latziks now is predicting some kind of push because he's getting the minigunners out. See what each player's vision is like. Well, he can't see this coming just yet. Defiant's not got much clue of what Brownpuddle's up to either, so this could be a surprise. He sees the flame tank now, so what's Latz going to do? Buggies are out for Defiant, he's going to go eat up them grenadiers for now. There is a flame tank in his base, he really needs to go for this war factory. He won't be able to see it just yet, so he is scouting with a flame tank for now. Orca out as well, very good at taking out flame tanks in a situation like this where you're in a bit of a panic. It is going for the war factory, but the tank's out just in time. AOD is trying to go up higher on the eco now that he knows it isn't going to work as well as it could have. Meanwhile, Brownpuddle and Defiant are just going at it down here with a lot of grens. Got to be very careful with these buggers, they are quite squishy, you have to micro them very well, which is exactly what Defiant's doing right now. Looks like the flame tanks aren't going to do as well as we would have expected them to do, really. Brownpuddle's in a lot of trouble now, he's had to sell the MCV just to survive a little bit longer against these buggies. But infantry isn't really the answer against this many buggies, unfortunately. AOD coming with a sneaky flame tank through the middle. It's a good choice. If you can't hit him direct, you might as well go somewhere else. Defiant is really mincing up these grens now. Let's have a look at the kills. It's twice as many as anybody else. Defiant doing a really good job, even on ref block as well. Latziks is just sitting back because he knows he can't really push out to them flame tanks without enough tanks. Committing to the barracks kill, which is pretty good as long as he don't let them grenadiers do too much. He has spotted his flame tank on the rear. The Orca's killing it off. AOD's come to back up Brownpuddle now because he's in a bit of trouble against these buggers. You see a little dive at the top as well from AOD. Defiant being all in on 2 ref, 2 strip, he really needs to make these buggies work, so he is running out of buggies. Lat's still with the MCV, which is good. It's now 5 ref, that's a really good eco for this map. This map often sees a lot of low ref counts, so seeing 5's probably going to be quite a rarity in these games. We do have a little bit of Harvester harass down in the bottom that you can't see, unfortunately. Latz is taking a big push now with his infantrymen and tanks. AOD not looking to have the right answer. He's got a couple of bikes, but they're going to get chewed up by these tanks. Latz just needs to get on top of his strips now and take them out. That's all that Denod has left, really. AOD's also managing to push Defiant back from Brownpuddle down here, which is very good because he's having to hold this at the same time. Requires a lot of micro. There's just too many tanks in his base to deal with at the minute, especially with the Gren support with these bikes. Orca coming in as well to deal some damage to this strip, which is good. The bikes are falling pretty fast, and on the south side he's having to recall his units. This gives Defiant the chance to push Brownpuddle back again. Looks like Team We Need Money are in a lot of trouble right now. If AOD loses that strip, he's basically out, especially against a 5 ref GDI. That's too many tanks to deal with. Defiant's pushed Brownpuddle back on the bottom as well. Looks like it's going to be a game over soon. That is a lot of tanks. Obviously, AOD going for the early strip and having the lower eco is really kicking his butt now. Defiant's still pushing these Grens. Look at his kill count, it's twice anybody else. Very good micro with these buggers, and I think that's Latz with the timing with the War Factory when the flame tanks arrived, and Defiant holding off this bottom all game is what set him straight to win this one. Very good game. It's interesting to see GDI macro on a map like this one, because it's very hard to keep your harvesters alive against Nod, so it can be off-putting. Defiant's very good with these light vehicles as well, doing a really good job there. Right, it's 1-0 to Dream Team, and we'll go into game 2.
Battle control terminated.
Defiant's kill count's just off the charts in this one. Well, obviously Latz with the macro behind it, so the Nod rushing, letting Latziks build up, and obviously being the killing blow in the end. Hi guys, and welcome to the second game of this series between Latziks and Defiant versus AOD and Brownpuddle. We are on the map called Zodiac. Very interesting one, very circular shape. You're going to see probably like what looks to be 2 1v1s until obviously you see people take the back door to their opponent. So let's get into it, let's see how it goes. We have Latziks and Defiant on the right hand side in yellow and green, and AOD and Brownpuddle in the teal and the orange. You do see a lot of MCV moving on this. Players often like to get between all 3 of the tibs in these positions. It is optimal, so getting a good crawl down here, getting your south side refs. Obviously this is contested Tiberium, so whoever gets here first and defends it there is going to stand a better chance into the later game. As we see, Scout versus Anti-Scout. Eddie coming with a diagonal flamer across the map. No kills yet, it's been quite passive so far. There we go. Eddie's going to get the Scout on Defiant here. Gotta be careful of that flamer, they do take more damage on Tiberium, so got the flamers pushing in on the south side as well. Latz being very passive with the Grens here. He could be poking these flamers. Obviously, as you see, AOD's only got three flamers defending himself, and Latz has almost 10 Grens here. If you push with these Grens, you could probably get a ref pick or pick off that Apache when it pops up. Looks like Defiant's opting for the 2 ref strip again. He was very strong with it last game, so I don't blame him for doing it again. Got Latz up on the 4 ref already. Looks like AOD's going for the 3 ref Apache strip build, which is very good against GDI. It's probably the meta at the minute. Defiant with the early buggers. You can put some pressure on now. Kill all these extra flamers. They're going to be a bit of a waste now. as he doesn't let the buggers get too close to him and they get shot, stuff like that. Oof, bit of damage for no reason. He doesn't want to be losing these buggers. He wants to stay on a higher count than Brownpuddle, because Brownpuddle is free ref. But free ref before strip, so we'll have the less buggy count, it'll be better eco. Defiant's now on 4th ref before Brownpuddle, so that's going to help him out a lot. Still quite passive up in the north with Latziks and AOD. Brownpuddle and Defiant will be going at it most of the game. You see Flamer coming in the back to scout Defiant and Latz. Enough Grens there to stop that. Latziks trying to get a scout now with them Grens, but the Apache is clearing them up. Brownpuddle really pushing hard here. He's crawling into Defiant. What we'll see is obviously nod versus nod, you want to be going for the turrets and crawling into your opponent. They're very hard to deal with unless you have a hand and nod nearby. Turrets are obviously a lot squishier to infantry, and bikes, but bikes are very costly. Here comes the first turret. So Defiant just needs to defend this turret as long as possible now, get as much value out of it as possible. You do need to sell them before they blow up so you get your money back. You will get 3 minigunners and $300 back, so it's basically paid for itself if you sell it in time. He will be building another turret hopefully. Latziks on 2 War Factory. We do see AOD crawling into the middle here for his 5th ref. I'm going to assume he's going to go 2nd strip, possibly up here. Up here would be quite interesting, but maybe too close to a GDI. We do see Defiant fighting back here now, getting on top of Brownpuddle's eco. 2 refs this forward is a bit risky, obviously in this position, because it can turn like this. He is choked on money. And a lot of players don't realise building this many refs has its consequences. They do cost 2,000 and they build really fast, and they will choke your eco for a while. There's the 2nd strip from Defiant. It'll be interesting if he goes all in now. We've got AOD poking him in the back. Now going for the Latziks War Factories while he's pushing, which is really good. I think Latz could have just committed to this and then just used whatever he had back here to defend this. Brownpuddle now pushing into the ref of Defiant. Defiant's trying to hold this really well. Looks like he's going to hold it too. Latz and Defiant are doing very well this game. That's a lot of anti-tank to deal with. I don't think you can really fight this right now. You need a lot more infantry for the bikes, flamers and the turrets. You do see a little skirmish in the middle with the buggies from AOD. This attack is really huge. If he goes to this centre part now, AOD's going to be blocked out of the centre. We're getting really close quarters in the bottom here between Defiant and Brownpuddle. Very close quarters. It's a lot of turrets, a lot of base building, a lot of money. Fortunately, Brownpuddle is falling behind in army count because he hasn't got his 2nd strip yet. We do see Latz pushing AOD in the centre here. There's a lot of bikes. He does need to pick the bikes off first so the tanks can survive a little bit longer. He's also got the safety turret as well. Big explosion of Grens there. That's Defiant and Brownpuddle are just going at it constantly, it's crazy. You do see AOD struggling to deal with these tanks, and the Grens are going to come in and help now. Looks like Latz is going to take this top side. Defiant's just got too many units for Brownpuddle right now, he is pushing through. Taking quite a few losses though. You have a look at the kill count. Defiant's at the top again, he's doing really well. Latz pushing back AOD from this centre part, which is really good because he's got the majority of his defences up the front here. What Latz could do is possibly reroute his army to the back of Brownpuddle, so once Brownpuddle's out of the way they can 2v1 AOD. I don't really see how they're going to pull this back. Latz is up in AOD's face. It looks like Defiant has beat Brownpuddle out. That 2nd strip has just been way too good. The army value just skyrockets. He's still got his MCV too, which is quite impressive because he doesn't really need to turret crawl anymore because Brownpuddle's so far back. Still got the little Gren and tank skirmishes coming from Latz to the top end of AOD's base. AOD's come to help Brownpuddle a little bit, but I don't think it's going to be enough. Defiant's far too ahead at the minute. Trying to barracks crawl. He could just sell the MCV and go all in with 5 ref. 5 is pretty strong, but He is crawling the barracks towards his opponent. Latz is getting on top of the Apache pad now. Looks like it's going to be game over for AOD and the Brownpuddle. AOD could have probably held on a little bit longer, but he did try and help Brownpuddle with the situation. That's enough tanks to take the strip out if he was to commit to it. Brownpuddle's still holding on for dear life, but once that strip goes, he hasn't got many options after that. They're both going to lose the strip in the same time. He's also going to get the MCV with these tanks. Oh, it's just sped up. We do get that on Tiberium Dawn. It does speed up after 7 minutes. It's not going to be a big issue because it does look like this game's over. I feel like Brownpuddle just played a little bit too risky on the south side here. Putting too many refs in your opponent's face can spell disaster if they manage to snipe them off. So AOD trying to help Brownpuddle as well as deal with Latz's aggression obviously didn't pay off. So that was game number 2 of this series, and it's going to be 2-0 to the Dream Team. We'll see how it goes in the next one. Let's have a look at the scoreboard. As you can see, Defiance's kills is just way off the charts. Having that second strip in an odd versus nod fight it means a lot. It means your opponent's going to have to go a lot more infantry with only having one strip because they can't spend the money correctly. So a lot of that will be infantry kills, flamers, minigunners. Relatively even eco. AOD did mine the most. He did get that centre part without selling the MCV, so he was trying to play a more macro game. Obviously Brownpuddle crumbled a little bit too early for him to get to that point where he could probably take a 2v1 fight in the later game. Right, let's get into match number 3. Hello guys, welcome back to another Medscast. This is the 3rd game of the series between AOD, Brownpuddle, Latziks and Defiant. We're on Heavy Metal, a well-known map obviously to those who play 1v1s. It's been in map rotation since the beginning. People know it off by heart, so it's going to be an interesting one. Relatively low eco because you've got 4 players on here instead of 2, so it's going to make for some low eco build, interesting games as well. So let's see where they are. We've got AOD in the top left as the teal, Brownpuddle as orange, Latziks in the yellow, and Defiant in the green. All opting for an MCV move. Brownpuddle's going for an aggressive MCV move, Latz more defensive, Defiant aggressive, and I would say AOD's pretty standard. Just to get the refs out there a bit better. Right, we've got the scout and anti-scout game. Defiant's going for a double rack. He's going to go for some early aggression. He really needs to pump it out a bit faster than this. Going for the triple rack. So this is a point where Gren's build a bit too fast for another GDI. He needs to get another barracks. He's going to be in trouble. That ref's under a lot of harassment. It's going to go. He's going to get the ref. Big. But now he's going to force a counter attack from AOD. AOD's going to have to do something back now. He does have a spare harvester. He can use this to crush. It looks like he's going to use it. We do see Latz and Brownpuddle going for a lot of infantry as well in the south. Harvester coming in for the crushes. He can push this MCV and power plant. Defiant just needs to build a few more Grens for the defense now. Grenadiers are better on defense, so AOD is going for the mass numbers to try and get him out here. Latziks still playing very defensive against Brownpuddle is crawling into a GDI. You don't have to see it from Nod. Defiant in a lot of trouble now. He's only got 1 barracks, 1 ref, and he's against a 3 barracks, 1 ref. Latziks now building into the crawl. It's good. Just needs to keep his Grens alive. Brownpuddle doing work though. He's really pushing this GDI back. Have a look at the kill count. AOD steaming ahead, especially in Gren versus Gren fights. You don't want to be taking that many losses. Brownpuddle with a good flamer micro. He's going to get that ref by the looks of things. Oh, they have just killed themselves. They do friendly fire with that cone of flame. Latz is still down to the free ref now. He does need more barracks. Very defensive. That's good. War Factory's good in this situation. Flames can't do much against Humvees. They can just run around tanks a lot like Grenadiers do in GVG. You say AOD getting the second ref now. He has obviously been thwarted on his counter-attack. Defiant's doing an attack back. Brownpuddle really getting up into Latz's face. He really needs to get some defense down right now. A couple of guard towers, Humvees, just anything to deal with these flamers. Grenadiers aren't so good in this close quarter combat because the flamers don't really have to go anywhere to get the kills. Defiant nearly getting the kill on AOD's MCV there. That could have been big. Looks like Latz is struggling to keep his alive as well. It's going to burn down. He's going to have to sell it. He did get the sell, so he's going to have money for tanks or Humvees in this situation. Just does need more Grenadiers. Defiant pushing AOD back again. This is very close. He nearly got the power. The power would have been pretty big here. AOD, obviously with those 3 barracks, he would have still been able to make Grenadiers at a good pace. These tanks need to be doing something else. They need to be going for the power plants, the Hannonards, anything. Humvees obviously would be the best choice here. They build a lot faster than tanks. They're going to be a lot better at countering the flamers. If you see Humvees now, I think he'll hold himself here quite well. Fighting in a lot of trouble. AOD does have the higher gren count. I'm not sure why he's not pushing. Looks like Brownpuddle's going to kill Latziks off here, but Latz does have tanks on the map. AOD going for the power by the looks of it. Maybe the ref. No, he's going to go for the power. He will get it. Oh, he did change targets for a second, but he's going to get it still. Latz just holding on. He needs to keep these buildings alive, otherwise he will just be out completely. Fine, still struggling to hold on with these one ref eco. Latziks now coming to help Defiant, which is an interesting choice because he only has these 2 refs left. If he loses these 2 refs, these tanks are gonna disappear. See, he's opting to defend the refs with his harvesters. Interesting choice, but it will be hard to do it. He's gonna kill AOD so that Defiant's got a better chance of winning this. I don't think Defiant's gonna keep up with 3 ref though. I think Brownpuddle is the player in the position to win right now. He's gonna get that ref. His tanks are finishing off AOD as well as Defiant's Grens. Once that building goes, that's it, he loses all his tanks. Which is a shame because if he had those tanks now, he could go kill Brownpuddle. But there they go. It's now basically a 1v1 situation, but we see Brownpuddle on a lot higher eco. Defiant's gonna have to pull out some magic now to get him the win. Very, very weak harvester there. That's probably one of the points of interest for Brownpuddle right now. Obviously minis aren't too good against Grenadiers. You can micro Grenadiers against minigunners. They are a longer range. AOD's last harvester will be going down soon. There it goes. We do see AOD with a higher kill count. I do think that was the half squashes that helped out a lot there as well. Defiant trying to stay alive, but I really don't think it's going to last much longer. That's a lot of flamers. In this situation, he's mining forward into his opponent, so his flamers can just jump on these harvesters. But the problem is, if he starts to mine back here, which is more defensive, there's a chance AOD could do some shenanigans and kill it, or it's just a longer mining distance and he's not going to get enough money to survive anyway, so I really feel like Defiant's fighting a lost cause here. We even see the the harvester from Brownpuddle coming and taking his Tiberium as well as coming to help squish some Grenadiers. Or half block. It looks like he's going to go for the half block. Very interesting. Defiant will have no money now unless he gets rid of that harvester, and he doesn't have the units to get rid of it, so this looks like game. Wow, so that was game number 3 of this series. It does go 2-1 to Dream Team. We need money coming back. The 2-1, they can still bring something back from this, so be interested in the next game as well.
Battle control terminated.
As you can see, Brownpuddle with that free ref the majority of the game, clutching the eco for his team. Trade out a lot better. Spend as much as he wanted on flamers. Spam him across the map. He had the better eco. Interesting fight between Defiant and Lats. Sorry, Defiant and AOD. Friend fight in the middle there. Defiant did mine more, which is unfortunately didn't just wipe AOD off at the start. Right, let's get into game number 4 of this series. Hello guys, game 4 now, between Latziks and Defiant and AOD and Brownpuddle. We are on Surf's Up. This is a map designed by AOD Gaming. It's a very high eco map. There's only a few, in a 2v2 situation, there is only a few chokes to take care of, which is the 4 into the centre part. You will see players contest these bottom and top tips. Right, let's get into it. So we have AOD Gaming in the top left in red, Brownpuddle in the bottom left in teal, Defiant in green in the bottom right, and Lats in the top right as yellow. Let's see, it's Nod versus Nod on the south, GDI versus GDI up north. Anybody that's played CNC will know that south mining halves are a lot better. This position is very strong on this map, so whoever picks this map generally has to play the right hand side, which doesn't have all this south mining tip. It is relatively even because they do get all this up here, but it is north mining, so it will be a little bit slower, and it'll mine out a little bit slower, which is good for later game. Do you see Lats pushing him with these Grens now? Defiant holding this choke down here. He does need to be further up and try and stop Brownpuddle from getting to this part of the map. Lats still being aggressive. He wants to get the MTV scout. It's very important in this GDI versus GDI because they do have the option to build orcas. So Lats still being very aggressive. He's built a lot of grenadiers. I've got to see what AOD's kill count is. 6 to 5, so it's not too bad. BP does get the scout through the back of Defiant's base. He's going to get one through the centre as well. Lats opting for the 4F. Same as AOD. You do see the free ref strip from Defiant a lot earlier than BP because he's gone for free power and an extra hand nod as well as his forward ref. But I feel like Defiant's in a good situation here. He really needs to push his buggy advantage. There comes a strip from Brownpuddle, so he will get his buggy soon, but possibly not soon enough. Do you see a war faction from both AOD and Lats on the 4F GDI? Do you see 4F from both Nod players now as well as a crawl from Defiant? Brownpuddle opting for bikes early, not generally quite as good against buggies. Buggies are a lot cheaper and do take bikes quite well in 1v1 fights. There comes a turret. Oh. Have we crashed? I think we've crashed. Oh, there we go, right. Thank God for that. So we do still see bikes and minis versus buggies on the bottom here. You can keep taking this fight and trading out well. Buggies will choke a Nod's eco unless they're on 4 or 5 refs. BP does come up to attack Lats right now. I'll scout him. Probably getting the scout for AOD there. Doesn't need to know what Lats is up to. Defiant not being as active as he could be with these buggies, he could be helping push on this ref. He could come in the back here. Relatively defending here. There's nothing important that's going to come through here. Defiant could be a bit more active. Here he comes up. AOD getting a nice tank count, a lot higher than Latz at the minute. Do see an all-in 4F2, 4F2 War Factory all-in, which is pretty big. The tanks do come out relatively fast, but we do see a more eco style from Latz. We do see the bike dive on the MTV of Defiant, which is unfortunate. I felt like he was in a better position. That's something that Brownpuddle needed to get back into this game. There's a lot of minigunners. Flamer are going for the wrong thing. Oh, it's a barbecue. AOD's still on a higher tank count. Latz is in a bit of trouble. He does need a couple of, perhaps rocket men. You do need to get the Grens to kill the infantry, and then obviously rocket men will get a bit more damage on them tanks. Defiant coming to obviously sniper harvester. He's not going to get it in time. He's got a lot of trouble with Brownpuddle at the bottom here. Latz can't really take this fight. He really can't take this fight. He's going to lose really poorly. Like, he's not going to get many tank kills. It's overwhelming numbers. It's good to see Defiant take out that war factory. Could get back into the game. Losing this war factory is going to be really bad because Defiant's just sacrificed the buggers to give him the advantage. But now he's going to lose the advantage. Down to one war factory. Defiant's doing a good job to obviously harass AOD and push BP back. Got an idle half from that up here. Tank count is superior still for AOD. This is a problem. You can't really fight low tank count into high tank count. You kind of have to pull back into your own territory. Wait until you're on a better tank count to take the fight. You see Defiant pushing with a small infantry squad. We'll get that hand and nod. But now he's going to have to defend last from the double team. I feel like if Defiant had got his second strip, this game would be a lot favoured for Latz and Defiant at this point. Just trying to hold on to Latz's base now. If he loses his barracks, he hasn't got any production at all. So it comes down to a 2v1. AOD now coming in for the flank attack against Defiant, while BP still defending his bottom choke. Defiant knows about it, he's coming back. That north side's a lost cause now. It's going to be a 2v1 here on out. Does need to thin down these Gren numbers with a flamer before these buggies come into it. There we go. Bike's targeting the wrong units, unfortunately. I feel like Defiant was possibly the strongest player, but he just really needed that second strip, honestly. Just too many tanks to deal with from AOD. Still got some idle units in Latz's base. Trying to push these minigunners into a small range to get these bikes and buggies out of the way. You see one of Latz's halves trying to squash Grens. So about as good as he can do with just harvesters left. Just go and harass their bases with harvesters, ref block, kill infantry, etc. Defiant looks like he will hold this, but he's going to lose majority of his power in this defense. We'll just set that back a minute. Did speed up. It's a lot of bikes. He does need to get these on the tanks earlier. Yeah, I just sat about a bit. Brownpuddle coming with a big mini and buggy count attack. He's going to lose the strip to the looks of it. Minis do shred strips for how much they're worth. Obviously they're only 100 cost unit. Very good in close quarters. Same with these flamers. If these flamers shoot these bikes, they're going to rip them to shreds. Fine holding on for dear life, but it's just too much at this point in time. That's going for a sneaky little dive on the war factory in AOD's base, but it's a bit too late. AOD defending that quite well with the Grens. Feel like Defiance is going for the kill count now. He's just in a lot of trouble now. Ren's setting up. Not too close to the minis that they get shredded up. VP's just up in his face constantly, 24/7, no chill time. You have 3 idle tanks here that have been sat there for a good few minutes now. So it looks like AOD and Brownpuddle are going to square this series up to 2-2, which means we're going to go to a decider map. The decider map for these 2v2s is very interesting. We will get to it, and I'll explain it to you before the game starts. What a series! Already gone to 4 games already. With it being a best of 5, we will be seeing all 5 games.
Battle control terminated.
As you can see, Defiant putting in that work again. The kill count's really high. Obviously not the best eco. Brownpuddle did get the best eco because AOD had gone all in. Very unfortunate. Latz did. He did go tanks, but unfortunately, with AOD going all in, he gets that influx of tanks. And the more tanks you have in a fight, the better your odds. Right, let's get into the decider game. So here we come, game 5 of the second series of the tournament between Brownpuddle, AOD, Defiant and Latz. This is adjacent battles. This map is designed with your MCVs in the middle. You have to get to a point of location to deploy. Fastest is obviously better. Get your stuff built a lot faster. Let's see how it goes. Got Brownpuddle in orange, AOD gaming in teal, Defiant in green, Latz in yellow. Looks like Brownpuddle's way ahead of everybody else. He's going to get to deploy first. AOD is going to get his deploy first. I don't know why Latz and Defiant are coming into this. They need to go somewhere else. Defiant's opted to deploy the opposite side of his opponents. Interesting. I think Latz is going a bit further away, so he does have the better eco. It looks like Defiant's going to be in like a 2v1 situation for quite a while. They are, AOD and Brownpuddle are well ahead in their build. A lot of scouts coming to Defiant now. He's going to struggle to keep up. He's gone for the second rack, which is smart, because he does need to stop this shit. Triple racks. Triple racks is a bit overkill, I think. He should be fine with this to do. Do see some reinforcing Grens from Latz. He's very far away and he's going to have to walk over Tyrone, so these Grenadiers are going to be pretty weak by the time they get to their opponent. An early engineer from Brownpuddle, which is interesting. I think he wants this ref. He needs to get a better foothold before he can commit to it, though. You see that all the reinforcing Grens from Latz die into the Tiberium Flamers. Brownpuddle still trying to push these Grens back so he can get this engineer in by the looks of things. You see free ref from both AOD and Brownpuddle. Latz still only on the 2 ref. Sorry, Latz is on 3 ref and Defiant's on 2 ref, but these are towards his opponent, so they are under pressure. Be interesting to see BP now push this engineer. That there's barely any Grens defending for Defiant on this right side. That's up to 4 ref, Defiant on the 3. Looks like AOD is going to go for a strip. He's probably going to put it out here somewhere. And Brownpuddle still eco with infantry crawl. He's going to get that engineer to the ref. Unfortunately, Defiant sees it and sells it. Defiant is now down to 2 ref and he's still in trouble. Brownpuddle does have twice his eco and a lot more Grens. He's in trouble. You do see that strip come up from AOD on the 3 ref. I think Latz is building a war factory. He's probably going to have to put it above his MCV here in a nice defensive location. I'm really struggling to keep up now. He's got no eco. Gonna have to sell this MCV off before it dies. He does need the money. Sell it. Got it. Surprised Brownpuddle didn't really commit to blowing that up. If it does die, they don't get the sell amount. So Defiant with that influx of cash now can defend himself a little bit longer, but he is stuck to infantry tech. AOD with the bikes, he's coming in to attack the power. I'm surprised he hasn't gone for the war factory that's out in the open. Don't know if he's seen it. Let's see if he's seen it. He has kind of seen it, but he is more interested in that power, which is interesting. I think he understands that Defiant at the minute is struggling, so any type of damage to Lats now would be great. He hasn't lost a bike yet. Very good micro. He's going to get the war factory. That's huge. You just come out of that base now with them bikes. You don't even really need to commit. Massive damage. Ooh. He's getting a bit too greedy. I feel like he's getting a little bit too greedy with this, but he's going to get that other war factory, which is great. Can't let Lats get tanks now. I feel like AOD is probably going to go for some flame tank tech, keeping him down to just infantry. I do see BP and Defiant still holding this line. It looks like BP is going to cut him away from his refineries as well. If he puts like barracks up here, he's going to cut him out of his own refineries. There we go. His bike's getting caught in the middle, not too good for AOD, but he has done a lot of damage with them. He's going to come and help Brownpuddle push Defiant back. I wouldn't be surprised to see engineers come out and get these refs now, because Defiant can't defend it. There it is. Smart move. Killed his own engineer trying to get the power plant there. You do see the bikes coming in to help Brownpuddle win this. It's going to be a 2v1 against Latziks, and here come the flame tanks. Very smart move by AOD, getting rid of any tank production. Going flame tanks to counter the infantry. It's one of those moves that Nod can really abuse against GDI. I don't feel like he's going to get the MCV, but the bikes will go get it afterwards. Right, still clinging on for dear life with their house to squishes. Bikes are already out for these Orcas, so the Orcas are built to counter the flame tanks, but the bikes are already en route to kill it anyway. The Lats are going to really struggle to deal with these bikes and flame tanks. As you can see, it's on his barracks now. Brownpuddle now up to 7 refs. It's just an insane amount of eco for this type of map. Flame tanks really putting in work. Look at the kill count. It's all relatively even except for Lats, who's kind of been bullied by the bike flame tank combo. It's very hard to deal with GDI, so you do have to be very turtled in and very defensive, but he's had to help Defiant in the 2v1 situation down in the south. I feel like this is all escalated poorly for Latziks and Defiant at this point, just because AOD and Brownpuddle were able to get the MCV deploy a lot earlier. We are seeing the inevitable doom of Latziks and Defiant losing this series, but the way the tournament works, even if they were to lose 3-2, they still get 2 points. The winners get 3 points. So it's not all lost. They lost the series, but they still took points away, which is really good. Worst thing that can happen in this round robin tournament is to lose 3-0. Obviously you get a -3 deficit and no points, so I'm hoping a lot of series do go to 4 or 5 games. It will make it a lot more interesting. I don't really like the whitewash games as much, but there is a lot of very even teams. It's very surprising. We do have a hard book there, not really a big issue because they are going to win. So we do see AOD and Brownpuddle with the reverse sweep. They came back from 2-0 down to take it 3-2, which is very impressive. They are a strong team in this tournament, and I do feel like they're going to be one of the best teams, one of the teams that maintains a good record. So, AOD and Brownpuddle, what a comeback. Let's have a look at the statistics.
Battle control terminated.
You can see Brownpuddle's eco just boom. It was incredible. Obviously, forcing them engineers on Defiant, taking his eco as well as the 2v1 fight on Defiant, and then AOD reacting to how Lats plays very well with a bike flame tank combo. What a series. Obviously, this is the first time I'm casting, so I'm really enjoying it. I'm trying my best. If anybody's got any feedback, don't be shy to just comment. I will say now, I would like to dual cast with someone every now and again. If anybody's up for that, just let me know. Obviously, let me know in the comments or whatever, and we can get around to doing that. That'd be really fun. I feel like casting these games with two people would, you'd probably miss less, right? So it would be a lot better for the viewers. But yeah, thank you very much, guys. That was Latziks and Defiant versus AOD and Brownpuddle. Can't wait for the third series. We'll have a look at that soon. Cheers, thank you very much. See you later.